Welcome to Clay in the Kitchen. Today we're making Chick-fil-Clay, and that's no Bruno, and so that's gonna be a
chicken sandwich with some waffle fries.
Now what you want to do first, obviously, is wash them hands up real nice, okay? And make sure you got a nice sharp knife to cut up your chicken breasts. Now we were sharpening a little bit earlier before the show started. We got a steel and a nice blade here. I think this bad boy is Japanese, bro, and arigato, you know? Thank you for that. Arigato gozaimashita, man. But this ain't, you know, fucking Benihana's, bro. You know, this is goddamn, and my bad, this is friggin' Chick-fil-Clay, and that's no Bruno. Now I'm only making 2 burgers, you know, so one for me and one for old Rachel. So what you want is that sharp knife that we were talking about earlier, and that fucking, that meat beater, bro. And I know you guys probably think that you have a meat beater already, but I ain't talking about one of these bad boys. I'm talking about one of these bad boys, like, you know, Judge Judy styles. So you want to beat your meat real nice. Be careful when I say that. You want to beat your meat and you want to flatten it out a little bit. And you probably don't want your knife sitting there fucking tapping away. And sometimes you need to flip your meat and beat it from the other side. And like I said, you just got to be mad careful when you start talking about beating your meat in front of maybe guests in your house, or like, and when things start feeling a little bit strange, just cut it off with that sharp ass knife. Yeah, you don't want to be talking about beating your meat in front of guests, so just be careful. Beat your meat until, you know, it's pretty flat. And see, that looks mad gristly in there. And some chicken institutions, and I don't want to call them out, they would probably, you know, they would be against taking shit out of there, but we take shit out of there here at the Welcome to the Poddy podcast. Now, we want our meat to be able to cover a bun. So sometimes you got to significantly beat it so that it's going to cover 2 buns with 1 breast. These is going to be our burger patties right here. A couple of you guys probably already know, but you got to get this oil nice and hot before you get to cooking your chicken. So have a look at this. Now that's that oil getting nice and hot, and all we're gonna do is start to batter our chicken. Now if you guys have been here before, you know that all you need here to coat your chicken is some garlic powder, some flour, some salt, and some pepper, and some buttermilk. So, you know, this is the easy part, is just cracking this bitch open. And you might know a bit of that if you got a local girl around the street that, you know, she don't really discriminate with her intercourse, so she kinda just cracks it open at all times. So you might be familiar with that, and you just put a little bit of that in there. And we're only gonna need a little bit because we're only using 2 pieces of chicken tonight. And then in your other bowl, you want a little bit of flour. We're using self-raising tonight, and it doesn't really matter too much. Get that self-raise, that garlic powder. Some people put onion powder in too, but I don't like onions, so that's why I don't do that. And also, like I got a lady. This is a date night for us probably, so I don't want to have that onion breath. And you might say, Clay, what about that garlic breath? And let me tell you this, my body has adapted like science, you know? So my breath actually smells mad good after a little bit of garlic. You know what I'm talking about, bro? You put a little bit of salt in there too, and this is mad loud too if you do it. And also, like, you can use hot oil as a weapon. If you're like Bruce Willis or Denzel Washington, you can use hot oil in a home as like a weapon that you could throw on an intruder or something like that. A cheating spouse. I'm not advising you of this because it's probably illegal to do that, but it's just like something, if you've just got some oil on the stove at all times, just heat it up, you can definitely do some damage. But yeah, you wanna get one of your pieces of chicken, give it a light dust of the flour, just cover it up, shake off any excess really, and then you wanna cover the chicken that's already covered with flour. You wanna cover that now with buttermilk liberally. Be liberal with it. Don't be a Republican about it. And then you wanna just toss that back in the flour, and you wanna make sure that this is totally covered now for this. So you flip that around, make sure all that, and it'll really stick to your fingers here, but you just wanna flip it a couple of times, make sure it's completely covered with the flour mixture. And sometimes it's a bit difficult because your fingers get sticky. And I know you've all had sticky fingers before. Maybe in the back seat of a car on like a family trip where your girlfriend was allowed for the first time or something like that. And you put that in your hot oil. And I was correct in saying that was probably ready, because that bitch is bubbling, bruh. And that's 3 beats. And when that starts to get a little bit golden like that, you can talk about maybe flipping the meat, but you still want to keep it in there for a little while. Just cook it. Now, while that chicken's cooking, what we're gonna do is cut up these potatoes, and we're gonna make some waffle fries. Now this is just a crinkle cutter, and that's all that you're gonna need to get. Just that crinkle cutter, bro. It's easy. You just wanna take the end off, like that. That we're not gonna use that. Now you wanna rotate 90 degrees and go for it again. Right, rotate 90 degrees, go for it again. And that's really how you make waffle fries. Once you've cut your waffle fries up, you want to throw them bitches straight into that deep fry heat, bruh. Now here's your fries. Now if you want a little bit of Cajun on them shits, you can actually just Cajun them the fuck up like that. Just like that. Just nice and light. You don't wanna, burn the fucking palate off. Like, you just want that shit a little bit Cajun. And when Rachel cooks and she burns shit, that's what she calls it Cajun, or sometimes she just calls it Moroccan. But now what you want to do is toss all this shit in that deep fry bad boy. Now when they get to that golden brown kind of color, that's when you want to take them out and drain them out on some paper towels or some shit, dude. Now if you don't want these to go cold when you're doing your next batch, you can just chuck these in the oven on low heat, and we'll put the next batch on. Now I know that this is the second time that we've made burgers here on Clay in the Kitchen, because we made some sort of turkey or lamb burgers or something like that, but this is that Chick-fil-Clay, and that's no Bruno. But sometimes you just gotta sit down, make an easy meal, and fucking check the couch out with your Furphy refreshing ale with 4X Gold Coors Boozy, you know what I'm saying, bro? So sit there, have a couple of drinks, make sure only a couple, because we don't need anybody hitting their wives, okay? Because of a few too many brewskis on the old Relaxatron, so be careful out there. Alright, while we're waiting for our waffle fries to finish frying up, we're going to get our condiments ready for, well, not condiments, but vegetables or whatever. Well, this is a tomato, so we're gonna cut that. We're gonna get a couple pieces of this iceberg bad boy, and if you use too many of these shits, it'll bring down the Titanic. You know what I'm talking about, bro? And then maybe even, I did forget to buy cheese. So sometimes you can put cheese on it, and I'm actually kind of mad at myself that I didn't buy cheese. And you can also maybe sometimes put avocado on it. So, but right now, so this is tomato knife. What you do is you just basically, well, you're gonna want the big bits, okay? So you just cut that middle like that, and you need a sharp knife to cut tomatoes, otherwise you end up squishing them hoes. So this is freshly sharpened, so you can cut some nice thin pieces, and you probably want like 1.5 to 2 on each burger, and me and Rachel are just having one burger each. So we're gonna go to the movies afterwards though, so that's why we're still gonna be probably hungry at the movies, you understand? So that's the tomato. Then you get this fucking, the unsinkable ship sinker, and that's an iceberg. You get that. And you want to take off probably the first 2 layers, because you don't know what kind of kid's done sneezed in the bag. People have been putting needles in fruits and shit lately, so we get rid of the first 2 layers, and you inspect that hoe like Sherlock motherfucking Holmes, and this shit looks alright. And let me tell you this, 1 burger each, we can share 1 piece of lettuce. And I mean, that is enough for 1 burger right there. You can just pop that bitch on the chopping board. And if I keep saying the B word, that's okay. Like, if you're gonna complain about it, you can go ahead and switch this shit off. So 2 pieces of lettuce, bung bung, that's 2 burgers worth of lettuce right there. So all this leftover lettuce, you can put that in the trash can, or if you've got like a pet bunny, maybe ferrets, birds even sometimes, you can feed that to them, but probably a bird's not gonna eat all of that. All right, now, these buns just come out of the oven, and I'm not talking about babies, you know what I'm saying? Because, we're not trying to make babies tonight, we're just trying to make some fucking nice Chick-fil-Clay burgers. And when I say Chick-fil-Clay, that's no Bruno, all right? So, you can butter your buns up. We're running out of butter here, so if you want more butter, you're more than welcome to put more butter on. And I said avocado before. We don't even have avocado either, so it must be, we must be on a budget or some shit this week. And, Moneymaker Mitch is lucky to even be keeping his job right now if he can't even do the fucking groceries, When I'm saying I'm making fucking Chick-fil-Clay burgers. But I'm pretty sure Chick-fil-A don't even use avocado, so I can't even be that mad. So, put your, I don't know what we want to do first. We probably want to actually do garlic aioli, with only the Boss Man burger gonna have that though. And you just want to do like a little circle like that. And maybe even put your tomato on first so it doesn't slide off the uneven chicken fillet, alright? And that's fresh tomato, you can see how red it is. And then you're just gonna put your meat right there. And that's cooked, hopefully. Maybe I should even check just to see what the insides of this fucking chicken looks like. Because sometimes when you fry shit, it's hard to actually know. And that is cooked, and I didn't need to check that. That is more cooked than, there's not gonna be any salmonella around here. Get your lettuce, sometimes you can just rip it like that. And another piece of lettuce for my burger. And look at that, that's done. And that's Chick-fil-Clay. You get a couple of these pilates, these pilates, and then you just serve up some chips. And if you're clean like me, like you go wash your hands like me, you can just serve them shits up with your fingers, bro. And no one's gonna know the wiser. And I once actually was at I forgot what restaurant it was at. I think I was actually in Canberra, so I'm not even really that surprised. There was a cockroach under my fries, bro. And they actually offered me a free meal after that. And you know what I said? I said, well, I'm not paying for this meal and I'm not eating your free meal. So I ended up leaving with full pockets and an empty fucking belly. And that's what happens sometimes if you eat at a dirty motherfucking place. And that is a Chick-fil-Clay chicken burger. When I say Chick-fil-Clay, that's no Bruno. You know where to find us. Welcome to the Poddy on everything. This is clean the kitchen, and as always, bang bang.